Ayomide Ebenezer. I'm a certified fitness trainer from iFitness. All right, welcome to another show. Today we're going to be working out again. We're going to be having step-board aerobics, and you know what aerobics is? It's just about movements and how the little beats to it. All right, so step-board aerobics is just adding a little elevated surface to help our workouts in. So we're going to be getting straight to it. So I guess you're ready. I'm ready. Let's go. All right, guys, let's go. So I'm going to be getting myself a music to start with, and we get straight to it. So I'm ready when you are. Okay, guys, so get set, stretch out the body. So first off, we're going to start with regular setup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Very easy. 3, 4. Let's go. 1, 2. Very easy tap. We're starting with basics. Hey, now we'll go faster now. Faster, we'll build up. 2. We're elevating it now. Go. We'll squat it. Sit. Sit. You know it. Sit. 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 Now you break it down. Now put one leg on this one. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now step on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. Like I said, it's all about movement. We're going to do the other side. 1, let's go. 1, 2. Let's step on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 8. All right, guys. We're going to be on the side this way. Okay, guys, you ready? Nice little squat here. We're going to be pushing and tap. Push and tap. Push and tap. All right. 6, 7. Now fold the legs from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Bring it on. We have one more to go. All right. Step on aerobics is so much fun. All right, guys, we're going to be adding to it. We're going to be kicking. All right. We'll kick to it now. 1, let's kick. 1, kick. 2, kick. 3, kick. Add some vibe. 4, come on. 5, you can add some vibe to it. 6, 7, 8. Now fold the legs to the back. 2, 3, let's go. 4, fold up. 5, 6, come on, guys, work it. 7, and 8, back up. 1, 2, fold up last time. 1, go. 2, that's it, guys, enjoy. 3, 4, 5, we're almost done. 6, 7, and there you go. All right, guys, great stuff. Woo! All right, guys, so that's what step-board aerobics looks like. All right, we just added a little elevated surface to increase the intensity of our workout. We had a lovely music to get us going into the workout, to make us move. It's going to be very hard to move without the music, right? So whatever you are, just get the music, make it very fun, and your step-board with you. Then you have step-board aerobics.
So, Mary is just here. Mary, welcome. No, I'm not going to say welcome because Mary is a seller of clandestine articles. Ones that Mary sells basically. Mary sells basically anything. And this particular.
I don't sell human parts.
Wow. I bet you maybe there's a dark web.
If you want cow meat, ram meat, I can link you.
There's some part of the dark web that maybe Mary is doing anything.
Interesting.
But there's something that it should be a manufacturer of.
Wow.
And she just had a gripe with Mary now. They're just going about how, and I'm wondering why Mary should be angry that it bought something somewhere else that she should be a manufacturer of. So both of you, know your place. This one is a champion of that. You're a seller. Just all right, you're welcome.
I'm so glad
you're welcome.
can know exactly what you're talking about.
You know I'll say it for you anyhow. But anyways, there are a few things I want to talk about, and it's national integrity. That's how I want to put it together, because there are 3 things I want to put together. It's number 1, the case of the coach, national integrity. The case of Chidinma,
national integrity.
National integrity. Huh? I've forgotten the 3rd one.
You remember?
But yes, I'll remember. But you see, guys, let me just rush over. It was so bad that Nigeria, the NFF, announced a coach that he had not agreed or signed with, announced the coach.
Labadia.
Of course, that one, it's old news now. It's no longer an issue. The Victor Osimhen situation and all of that. But over the weekend, this happened Friday, but over the weekend, the buzz concerning Chidinma has been up and about. Nigerians came through for her when whatever happened in South Africa happened. And for me, based on the rules, I don't know about the rules of the pageant in South Africa. At some point, with the argument of some South Africans, said that the rules were contravened. So it was a contravention of the rules.
In some way,
so if that is the case, then they were well within their rights, because candidates are disqualified every day in different
for
places.
different reasons.
For different reasons, yes. But then for whichever way, she was handed out a wild card to come to Nigeria and compete. And then, see, the funny thing is that many people predicted that she would win it. The moment she was announced as a wild card, this lady I don't think she has ever been in Nigeria. She was born there, she's been there. In fact, that was part of her defense there, that she was born there. She came, competed, and
okay, so
crowned the winner.
So first of all, congratulations to her for winning the crown.
Congratulations.
So the reason why I say congratulations is because this is a roundabout story. It's a full circle story. First of all, you have a candidate who was literally rejected from the stone that how they say it, that the builders rejected, came forward, has become the cornerstone.
Crown stone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, yes, congratulations, she got it. How she got it now, to be honest, as you said, people predicted. But why did they predict so? There was also a little bit of controversy over the photographs of a lot of the contestants that were already on the lineup for for Miss Universe Nigeria already. And there were already a lot of comments that, like, this photographer didn't do what he was supposed to do for these candidates, if you get what I'm saying. She has already had an amazing face card. She has a beautiful body, beautiful physique, great walk. I don't see why she shouldn't have won. I just think because of the circumstances of her being brought into the country, that whole assumption that she was just going to win, I think she deserved a crown. Whether it was our crown or the South Africa's crown is now the question.
Okay, so Titi, she's gorgeous. My goodness.
She is gorgeous.
She is gorgeous. She has lovely features. She's a beautiful lady. However, I said this the other day, we were talking about it, with Winfrey, and she,
she's also very intellectual as well.
No, Mary,
Very
don't say
smart.
that, but I'm going to say it again. She should not have contested this year.
Okay.
And I will give my reason. For goodness sake, there were girls that had prepared themselves, like steady preparation. A lot goes into it.
Yeah,
I recall you were on the show that day when we had this conversation.
The cost of
and you
hair,
guys,
makeup,
exactly, you
clothing,
listed everything, the efforts that go into it, workouts, trying to walk right, everything. And then somebody is brought in. I don't care if it's for publicity for the show. I don't care if it's for anything. Giving her that slot, it was obvious from that moment that she would win. For two reasons. Number one, she had an edge.
Okay.
Popularity edge. And number two, she also had an edge. The way they prepare for the pageants in South Africa is different from Nigeria. And of course, she would have some tips and tricks that the girls here don't have. Now, you might say they could learn from her. I give it to her for that. They could learn from her, yes. However, why couldn't she wait to teach the ones coming next year? There are many who are saying that
has their own
her time.
goals. It's her
time to shine. I
It
agree.
is.
Well,
Look, it's your time to
her
shine.
time.
However,
So you've already
it just
tagged
seemed
this
unfair to
conversation.
the other ladies.
You've already tagged it integrity, right?
Integrity doesn't necessarily mean that they did something wrong. We're just discussing about it. And you see, I love where Mary is coming from. I don't know where the issue of even teaching is coming in, but I understand this pageants are a marathon. In fact, they get into camp. In fact, they go back at times, they come back. You've done it before. How long did you spend? 2-3 months at times for one pageant. She came in at the last stages and all of that. Maybe all of that, might be there. But there's one question I want to ask. We're talking about how gorgeous she is. How many people who were talking about her gorgeousness saw the others?
But that's the thing.
It's a question. Have you seen the others?
So that's the thing. There were photographs of the other girls put out there because votes are also involved. Do you get?
That's what I'm saying. It was a popularity contest, so it's not
always been.
It's
always been.
Votes have their own place.
Look,
It has a
exactly.
percentage. It has a
Judges also-
percentage.
Judges have
Exactly.
the majority,
Of
right?
course.
But now my point is this, and this is the second thing about our national identity. We are a country where we do the wrong thing and we call it grace.
Wow.
You go into a bank, there's a queue before you,
then-
you find a way and then you are in front, and then you go back and it's a
grace,
testimony in church.
Wow.
We circumvent you will not.
I wouldn't say
I'm not
this
done.
is
I'm not done.
circumventing,
I'm not
though,
done.
Mike.
As a people, I'm not talking about this situation. I'm talking about our national.
Our culture. Right?
It's the way we are. It's a paradigm that
The
we
mentality.
hold now.
Yeah.
That you see when you hear that thing when you go to places of worship, protocols are broken for my sake.
Mike,
You know what a protocol is.
Mike is
When these people go to countries where things happen well,
They follow protocol.
you follow protocol. But it's like, have you heard that thing that when you step into the Nigeria airport, it's even like a joke. The Nigerianness comes back into
Yeah.
you, and you are set to break rules.
Yes.
But when you go, have you seen lines queues when new phones are being sold in the US and all over in the UK? People can queue.
around the block.
Now you
round
know it now.
the block.
Titi.
Yes.
They'll queue onto the roads, and nobody is
Especially
coming
on
there.
Black
Mike,
Friday.
Exactly.
But this
My
girl
point
did
is
not
this.
cheat.
My point
She
is
didn't.
that-
She was prepared for another
I didn't
pageant.
say she cheated. I'm
She
saying that
didn't.
there's
She's
something.
not cheating anybody.
There's something about our national
She
identity.
had, as you called it, grace
I never
to
said-
collect a crown.
Now that's the thing. That's the
Which
thing.
crown was it she was supposed
Grace.
to collect?
Grace is not an identity in how to run a place.
Wow.
You cannot run
This
a
is a
place.
pageant,
We've been
though.
running it on grace, and look at where we are. On grace and protocols broken for my sake. I'm just saying that doesn't. That you said the thing that doesn't take her from. I didn't follow it, so I guess I'm not in the best place to say if she was the best to take it because I didn't even know any other person.
So what are we saying now? Are you,
don't know if
are
you
you
get what I'm
saying
saying.
she should have come second just
No.
to prove that
No,
one
she's not supposed
the
to.
same
My point is
conversation
this.
would have been they no one give up. They just
no
no one
matter
give
how
up.
According to
we
what
go-
Mary said, number one is that you were not in the process from the beginning. That alone is just a question mark. Shouldn't it be so?
In the process in the country.
Look,
yeah,
no matter how we go back and forth,
whatever. You were not there from the
She's done
beginning. I'm
it
just
See,
saying.
before.
if she had
Gone
gone
through the
next
process.
TSF, I am
She
very
was invited.
See,
Wait,
I am positive.
wait,
Titi. I am
You're
positive that if
invited,
she
though.
had
She didn't
waited
pay her
till
way
next
in.
year, she could have still won. Because she already
She
has
didn't
what
pay
it
her way
takes.
in. She
But my
didn't bribe
issue is this.
anybody.
People
She
were-
didn't have
Titi,
any
people
godfather
were
or uncle.
involved.
There has been this whole
People
godfatherism
had
in
put in
pageantry for a while.
lot already.
Okay, so we already
Yes.
know that the pageant
There
industry
has been
Oh,
this.
so, yeah.
that
No, but it's
is
a popularity
already,
contest.
Oh, we already know
When
that
votes are
we already know that the pageant
Titi, I hope you
industry
don't
is
question the
messed up.
integrity of the pageant.
You had
No,
already,
Tete
tagged it.
now,
You had
Tete
already
now.
talked about
Tete.
integrity.
Tete.
The integrity of the pageantry industry has always been in question.
You see,
But this particular question is a completely different question. If they invite you, they pay your ticket. They say enter stage. You've already prepared for something
They
somewhere
even
else.
paid your ticket.
They paid your.
Wow.
Come
You see,
on.
let me say
Are you
something
kidding?
here. Let me say
You won't
something
collect the crown. I don't understand.
You get to a point, you look at it, and as a country, if you're leaving this place to get into some countries and you want to study some things, because standards are not the same, nobody cares about what you've done here. You take a particular test, or there's something called IELTS. Even though we are an English-speaking country,
You're made to take
we're
it.
made to do it. And
So there's actually
with different things that happen, it showed why we needed to do, or why people need to do the IELTS, as much as you claim you might know, because standards differ. In
Okay.
fact, you understand? Same thing with maybe other professions, MBBS and
See,
all of that.
So I need you
wait,
guys to.
Titi,
So I need.
please let me just speak. Please, I beg.
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I just want to say
Yeah, speak,
something.
speak.
Let's be realistic. I love how we celebrate people that are successful. I love how we go on and on about how, people are, people got this for grace, due to grace or whatever the case may be. However, let's be honest. Let's be realistic. Let's think of others involved. I heard that the other girls willingly allowed it, in quotes. However, you can smile to the camera, but then what's in their hearts? Are there certain things they've promised them that we do not know about? Maybe if those things come to light, we can then, say, okay, fine, at least they got something out of it. However, this wasn't to their favor from the beginning, and that's the problem.
It seemed like the odds were skewed against the rest.
It was skewed.
Seemed that way.
So
It wasn't
Seemed
a
that
fair
way.
platform at all.
In any case, this young girl is very, very intelligent, very beautiful.
Yes.
She ticks all the boxes.
Beautiful.
She just doesn't tick the box of it's not fair. She came in last. That's the only box she doesn't tick.
No, she doesn't have to come in last. Titi, she could have won it this year. She could have won it next year.
I want to say, and I will still maintain that objectively, if you have not sampled, taken time to sample all 30 or how many of them, you cannot even say she's the most beautiful, the most intelligent. How many of people can you remember their names even? You don't even know. So how can you say?
All right, let's leave it to social media. Let's hear what everyone out there thinks about this. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC and let us know your thoughts.
The time. Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view Pageant. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
Now wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
From a feisty What's Up and About, welcome to The Beautiful Game. My name is Mike Mesikeno, and of course, it's the 2nd of September, 2024. There's a whole lot that has happened over the weekend. The leagues are going to take a break now. The international week or the international fixtures are coming right up. You're talking about Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. You're talking about the Nations League in Europe, exactly. Cup of Nations qualifiers in CONCACAF and other leagues, and also in Asia. So players, of course, are leaving their clubs. But just before that, talking about leaving their clubs, well, there's one person who is in limbo. I've spoken about that on Saturday, but now it seems very clear. The reason why today is quite important is that the transfer window closes today in Saudi Arabia, and this was about the only chance for Nigerian superstar, African Footballer of the Year, 8th-place Ballon d'Or, Victor Osimhen, to leave to another club. Saudi Arabia was the only league that had a transfer window that's still open up until today, but it's looking like there is no other club in Saudi Arabia that is ready to take on Victor Osimhen, and it now would seem like for the next 6 months, Victor Osimhen will be in limbo because Antonio Conte has come out to confirm that no player who is part or who wasn't mentioned in the list or wasn't listed is going to be a part of his plans. So Victor Osimhen and Mario Rui of Napoli have been training apart from the club or apart from their teammates. They are not part of the project. It is quite sad. Blames have been thrown around. People have blamed Chelsea. People have blamed Napoli. People have blamed Aurelio De Laurentiis. People have blamed Osimhen. But on this situation, this is what I will say. We have more questions than answers. It would have been nice if Osimhen was someone who talks to the media. He is not someone who is known to talk to the media so much. So because he has not said anything, and because we have no official confirmed statements of the offers, we heard Chelsea offered just a little above 100,000 for a week for Osimhen, which of course, a little bit more than 1/3 of what he's earning. Some people even say it was less. But the point is this, as is with other, Raheem Sterling left to Arsenal and Chelsea's paid the majority of his salary. while Arsenal paid the rest. Wouldn't it have been possible for Calendar, that's talking about Victor Osimhen's agents, to try and strike a deal in such a way that Napoli pay part, maybe half of the salary, and then maybe Chelsea, as it were, pay half? Because now we know Chelsea were in the race up until the last few minutes of a transfer window, which ended on Friday. So was that part? So like I said, it's questions. I'm not stating anything as obvious, but I'm asking questions. Couldn't it have been, rather than have him stay in Napoli and Napoli pay his full salary and he doesn't play for them, wouldn't it make more sense for Napoli to pay half and Chelsea pay half, and then he moves on a loan deal? Like I said, more questions than answers. Hopefully, in the subsequent days and weeks, we might get to understand and unravel this situation concerning our star boy, Victor Osimhen. Well, it seems that he might be in camp for the Super Eagles, who the camp opens today for our Nations Cup qualifiers against Benin and Rwanda, 7th and 10th of September. So he was invited. Let's see if he turns up and maybe give some sort of clarification to the situation, as it were. All right, moving on from that now. Napoli, of course, Romelu Lukaku has opened his account for Napoli. That's the man who Antonio Conte prefers to lead his team in the attacking department with. Well, let's take a look at what happened all over Europe. It was quite an interesting weekend. Let's take a look at EPL. EPL, quite a lot happened. There was Arsenal. Arsenal dropped some points. That was quite a very sad one for Arsenal. Chelsea also dropping points. Brighton there, pardon me, of course, with a 1-1 draw. That's how that match ended. Arsenal dropping their first points of the season. Let me just take a message here from our group here. This is Michael. Michael says, I love this. Assuming, that's talking about Victor Osimhen now, assuming he has a good agent, he should have struck a deal with Napoli to pay part and Chelsea pay part, just as Chelsea did with Sterling, exactly. But they are wicked, and his agents also Namumuma. Thank you very much, Michael, for that particular comment there. That's on the Osimhen situation. Well, let's get back to the EPL, of course. It was Chelsea. Chelsea were up against Crystal Palace. I mean, after scoring 6 goals, we expected that Chelsea would blitz through them. And hey, Nico Jackson is the man.
Oh, what a chance for 1-0. The hat-trick hero from last week in Wolves slides the best effort of the game so far, wide of Henderson's post.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Made Kuti in the building. It's still 7 of 7, and we've been doing a whole lot of protesting. The only thing that remains is just to carry placard.
It's about 5 of 7, to be honest, because ask your question. I have so much to speak about once we finish.
We will not give you the time because it's 7 of 7.
I will make the time now. He said he will not ask questions about science.
No.
About neuroplasticity.
And based on,
he asked a question that was subjective about high life, and he did not finalize his answer about a Kuti question where there are only 3 of them.
Tapping from Nicholas Jackson, it was Noni Madueke made that goal. Noni Madueke, beautiful performance. But after then, he dropped quite a bit and was making aimless runs in that particular match. But that was a beautifully worked goal. And you know, while the match was going on, do you know what I was thinking about? What if Victor Osimhen was in this? What if Victor Osimhen was in this team? What if Victor Osimhen was here? Like, I'm imagining. So all through Chelsea match, I was just thinking, Victor Osimhen, waiting for do. Nicholas Jackson also had some one-on-ones which he missed. So I'm thinking, what would Victor Osimhen? What difference would Victor Osimhen have made or will make to this Chelsea team? Maybe January they might still go for him. Hopefully he stays fit. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. But I would say that Victor Osimhen will be a plus to basically almost any team that he steps into. All right. Well, the weekend in the English Premier League rounded up with derby. The 2 most successful clubs in England went up against each other. That was Manchester United up against Liverpool at Old Trafford, and it was only going to go one way. Arne Slot up against Erik ten Hag, aka Tegwolo. Let's get a little bit of some of the highlights of this game.
Well, it's another edition of an
had an interference with the could Man U have done? Now people are talking about how just prior to that match, Manuel Ugarte was he was presented to the Old Trafford crowd, and then something I heard that immediately after his presentation, Baba traveled for international fixture to Uruguay. I was wondering, Baba, you could never stay and watch the match safe. But people are talking about how if it was Emmanuel Ugarte instead of Casemiro, maybe Man U would not have lost that scandalously, because it was 3-0, but it could have been 5, 6, or even 7. Well, Liverpool up and on. They look like the best team because they've not conceded a goal in 3 rounds of the Premiership so far. So well done to Onslaught and the boys. Well, that's it on the beautiful game. Today on the kitchen we go be like trio, because we've got light of the wall and salt of the earth in the kitchen. I probably will go and join them. It's going to be all of us. What's up for breakfast, ladies?
I plan to make sure Mike does not enter this kitchen today.
What?
It's part of my plan.
Your plan?
As you
It's
said,
a lie.
all of us.
I want to collect salt from Halima. I'm bringing salt.
It's funny how I'm standing in front of the ingredients as if I'm the one cooking.
Halima, my producer. Have you heard me?
Okay.
Let's go
Okay,
So-
what's for breakfast?
Yeah, today we're having turmeric rice and turmeric sauce.
Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients. What are we
Yeah,
making
so
of?
fun fact, I know I've talked about it over and over again. I've been doing a lot of gardening.
Okay.
So I always try my best to use some of the natural ingredients I have in my garden right now. And one of the key things, one of my biggest harvests was turmeric.
Okay.
Now this is the turmeric itself.
Okay.
You probably note that it looks a little bit like ginger, how it looks like this. So turmeric is great for teas. It kind of has this really great pungent odor, but then it has a very strong color. It's like
You should be very careful with the color.
Exactly. So it could stain anything you're using. So
Including
even
your fingers.
the blender that I used, for instance, is permanently yellow now.
For turmeric.
Yeah, turmeric.
Wow.
But you can freeze it as well. So I have some frozen turmeric, blended and frozen as well. And now what I've noted is that if you add it to anything, it gives it this amazing. This is blended down, of course, with water. You can also dry it as well. So it depends on what you want to do with your turmeric at the end of the day.
So let's talk about the other ingredients. What are we making use of?
All right, we have white rice, we have crayfish, we have white flour.
Okay.
We
Is
have
this plain
chicken,
flour
plain
or
white flour.
corn flour? Just
plain white flour, yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, you have your aromatics. That's your garlic.
Is that from your garden as well?
No. So garlic, funny enough, I've tried to grow it before.
It doesn't really
It grows in cold regions. It needs to stay in very cold regions before it can actually truly grow well. Then these
The onions
guys.
as well, seasoning cubes.
Yeah, onion
Okay.
seasoning cubes. And then my beautiful leaves, straight from my garden as well. So this is Nigerian curry leaf.
Okay.
So I don't buy curry from the market anymore. This curry leaf grows like a bush. It gets really, really big. This one is, let me see if I can remember this one. Yeah, this is coriander.
Okay.
So this also grows like a little bush. It's one of those things that they use for garnishing. Then, of course, I have my own thyme. This is fresh thyme, straight from the garden as well. And rosemary. So a lot of fragrant herbs
This is
here.
different though.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
oregano.
This is oregano.
Okay.
This is curry leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is basil.
Basil.
So all of these aromatics are going to go into this sauce and into
And of course we have salt, we have
all the basics.
oil.
Vegetable oil, dry pepper, and some secret seasoning sha.
like black pepper, and then I don't know what else. We're taking a break now. Remember, you're watching Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be back in a bit. Let's see what Titi will be up to this morning. Stay with us.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jammies. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show here for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown.
out. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials. I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
Yeah, pole dancer does not strip.
You're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
That's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils.
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We have quite an interesting topic for our tech discussion this morning. We have the program's manager partnership for Jobberman in the person of Ahmed Alaga in the house. It is great to have you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And our topic today will be the role of tech in job hunting generally. You see, traditionally, a lot of us, much older people, traditionally, you would go about dropping your CVs. Do I know somebody here and all of that? But with the advent of the internet, with the advent of technology, things have really become easier. A lot of sites like Jobberman, like, LinkedIn, and all of these people make things easier. You put up a post and you just open it. You even have a wider net. You can reach so much more people. And in quote, it's been made easier to get a job. How has all of this been possible? How is it so that people jumped on this space of technology to help, in job hunting?
Yeah, I mean, you're so right. I mean, if you think back in the days where people used to gather at newspaper stands to look at, what openings are available, what technology has done is sort of increased accessibility. And I think for us at Jobberman Nigeria, most importantly, is sort of democratizing, the job industry, which means that you don't need to know anybody to get a job, right? I mean, because the job post is there, you just need to match the skills, the requirements, and then we just send that to the employer. The employer does the selection, and whatever additional requirements that require to be met. And if you do, meet those requirements, you get the job. And so that openness, that structure into sort of democratizing job platforms, so the question of man, no man doesn't exist. And then you have other aspects of technology. I mean, if you think about it from a broader perspective, especially in this 21st century, how, for instance, on our job board platform, AI plays a role as well in help sorting numerous candidates to various roles. You have how even post that engagement, what happens after the selection process. I remember back in the days, I mean, there was a time I had an interview for a job in Lagos, and I was in Kaduna. I had to travel a day before. I had to look for somewhere to stay. As a young lad, I knew nobody in Lagos. And you hear people talk about stories like that. I knew nobody in Lagos. I traveled several kilometers. I slept somewhere. I mean, technology has changed that as well. I mean, right now, we're helping employers set up Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, Google Meets. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home, now to go and, apply for a job. Your CVs can be sent via email, or, for instance, on our platform, you can just upload your CV and create a profile, which is even better because that helps us ask you more pristine questions that cannot just suit one particular employer, but that we can look at and sort of put into the machine learning process to help us not just help you find the jobs that you're looking for now, but find the jobs that you may need in the future. And that's another part of it, right? That when you come on top of the platform, technology has helped us to sort of continuously feed you with an array of opportunities. So which means that you get a job now, 2 months down the line, I want to know if you're okay with the job. I can still send you additional openings that might even be better than the one that you took.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so accessibility is another one important part. And I think that's really important for us because as a jobber man, one of the things that we try to do is to see how inclusive we could be.
Okay.
And majorly speaking about people living with disability as well.
Yeah.
And technology.
And that is one part,
Yeah.
that stigma. Because we've seen a lot of people, somebody is capable, maybe has all the requirements,
Oh, yeah.
but then there's that stigma that comes
yeah.
with it, that, a disabled person and all of that.
Yeah, so there's a huge gap when it comes to people living with disabilities. There's a lot of orientation that needs to be happened. Recently, we had a career clinic for people living with disability.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I think the thematic conversation that I remember out of that conversation is what, they say, there is no us without us. And technology is so crucial. Somebody also said at the clinic that a lot of times when we think about technology and job hunting and mobility for people living with disability, there's that innovation that goes into it.
Okay.
And it's not just for people living with disability, it also benefits everybody.
Everybody.
A good example is the elevator. Right? The elevator supports people who can, go up the stairs, but the people that enjoy it the most are the people who have legs. Right? So accessibility is one very important part for the job hunting process. And a lot of things that technology does is, for instance, accessibility on the website, for instance, voice prompts, AI tools to help you sort of adjust the CV. For somebody who's blind, there's an AI tool that can help you create your CV by just giving voice prompts.
Voice prompts.
And in answering the voice prompts and questions, the AI tool is going to be prompting you. And with that, you would have a state-of-the-art CV that you can send. And why this is important, because we all know that, for job hunting, you can't just have a one-size-fits CV.
All, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to go back to that CV all the time. You can imagine how difficult it is for somebody who is visually impaired and originally just went to the business center to just create one CV. But right now, you have a tool that you can go back to every time that you have a particular job, and then you can update that CV based on, the response that you give.
I like the idea of voice prompt, because back then, the most technologically advanced way would maybe connect a tablet that has braille or something for somebody to input and all of that. But there's one thing I want to mention now. As it is with every other thing, there will be issues with integrity when it comes to those applying, candidates or whatever, for jobs and all of that. And even in this area of technology, like you said, it's easy. People tend to embellish their CVs. Yeah. And in fact, there are people who tell you that they can make your normal everyday experience seem like you have been the president of America. So how do now this is on the end of the employers. How do you sieve through these embellishments, as it were? Because it's all made to look nice. Someone said, I can't remember who. There was this term they put to somebody who's an admin of WhatsApp group. When they put it out on this thing, you would think this person was the Secretary of State of the United States. So, how do you help now? You're talking about the candidates now. For the other side now, for the employers, how do you help them sift through such issues that might have to do with integrity when it comes to CVs?
So, for most organizations, they have what they call the ATS, which is the applicant tracking system.
Okay.
And so what that does is, based on specific key tags on the CV, the tool then finds what's relevant for the employer. So that's one way. The second way is that what the CV does is get you into the door, right? However, there are numerous steps after that. And so there's that conversation. And for most employers, that's why a single interview doesn't determine you. So there's the first interview, maybe around skills.
Okay.
Then after that, we want to know if you're going to waste our time. Then they probably give you some sort of assessment.
Assessment on what you are expected to do when you get in.
Or for most people, like on our platform, we do conduct most of this assessment. And that's very important, especially for accessibility as well. And those tests now determine competency and skill sets, or sometimes even technical skills where required. And then the final interview is to find out if you are a culture fit, if there are specific value systems that you have that don't align
with what
exactly, or those simple questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And you say, in 5 years I want to be driving a G-Wagon. And
You see that question? I've seen some very hilarious answers to that particular
Yeah.
question. Okay, let's just round up with this first. If you were to ask that question, what is the answer you'd expect someone to give that would, should I say, maybe give me your best one-size-fits-all answer now. If someone should ask that question, let's round up with that.
I mean, there's so many ways to it. I think where I'll ask it is to say that in 5 years from now, I want to be where the organization wants to be by making a difference. I hope that is I would find a strong alignment with where I want to be in the future, and that's taking up leadership roles in the future in the organization. If that would take me 5 years, then I'm happy to work in this organization.
You should cut this out and use it as a voice prompt anyway. Thank you so much, Ahmed. It was a pleasure having you on the show, and well done. Keep on doing the good work.
All right.
Well done. All right.
You.
Hey, let's head over. TC and Mary, what's up?
Food is up. We're cooking.
Yes, sir.
Yes, or rather, Titi is cooking. I'm watching. I'm supervising. Am I the sous chef?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Supervising chef, more like.
All right. So if you're just tuning in, we're making turmeric rice and turmeric chicken.
Okay, so let's run through the process, because the last time we came, we had not started anything.
Yes.
So let's tell you what we've been doing so far.
So because of time, I started parboiling the rice, and I added the raw blended turmeric that I brought with me. So the turmeric looks like this usually. I blended it down in the blender, but to save time, I brought some that I had frozen before. I've added that to the water.
Just a bit of it?
No, a lot.
A lot?
Of it.
Why
Yeah,
a lot?
A lot of it because a lot of it is going to be thrown away with the water.
Oh,
the
okay, you're
excess
still
water.
going to
Yes, I'm still going to sieve it out. But
because
it's
I know
really
quite
for
well
the
that
color.
turmeric has a very strong flavor.
Exactly.
Color aside.
So, but
Very
it's already changing the color, as you can
Yeah.
see. But I'm also going to add some of the chicken broth to that as well. So, speaking of chicken, I've thrown in my drumsticks into the pot with
Now, I
water.
see herbs. What herbs do you have in
We
there?
have oregano here, we have basil, we have curry leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we have in here right now. But I'm supposed to add my onions. I threw those in early because I want some of the harshness, because it's fresh, some of the harshness to burn off.
Okay.
Because it can be some people are just not used to how fresh herbs actually. It's
Fresh herbs
very,
can be
very
really, apart from the pungent smell, they can be quite
But
concentrated.
that's it.
Yes, on your screen right now, we have the ingredients for the turmeric rice and turmeric chicken sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, chicken curry sauce, we call it that. So we have white rice, that's long grain white rice. We have turmeric blended.
Yeah.
Remember, she said you're going to sieve it. We
Yeah,
have fresh
I'm gonna sieve
thyme.
it.
We have fresh rosemary, black pepper. I thought you were going to say fresh black pepper. Fresh oregano, fresh basil.
Yes, so.
Parsley, is it fresh?
Yes. it's
Okay, fresh parsley.
Everything's fresh.
The cumin isn't.
No, I didn't bring the cumin. I couldn't
Okay.
bring it this morning.
Then, of course, for the turmeric sauce, we're making use of chicken, that's drumstick.
Yeah.
We're also making use of onions, garlic, blended turmeric, white flour, and vegetable oil. I'm looking forward to the result of this dish.
Yeah.
I know you haven't salted the
rice.
though.
I haven't
The rice.
salted it yet.
What did you just pour in?
I poured in some dry pepper.
Okay.
Now I'm putting some salt in the rice.
Okay.
I'm going to add in my stock cubes to the chicken. I'm doing this simultaneously because most of the spices are going to eventually blend together because I'm using the chicken stock for the rice. So, yeah.
So very soon you're going to sieve that rice.
I'm not putting, I'm going to sieve that rice. Okay. Don't worry.
All right.
Don't
So
worry,
when
you'll
we
be
sieve
fine.
it, then we use the chicken broth
to
finish the cooking process.
Indeed.
It's going to be yummy, I tell you. Okay, at this point, we have to take a break. We've reached the top of the hour. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Just stay with us.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you seize your day one step at a time. On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back-to-back
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment only on Max Hits.
Area! Waiting the happen, waiting the shop. Tune into our award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with a Max Highway.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go!
102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Now, how much would you pay to have a beautiful chef like this, dressed up this way, and have another sous chef like this, dressed up like this?
Interesting.
If you would pay, I am their agent.
Wow.
208882570. That's their account number.
What you heard about me.
Anything you pay, and you get two of them.
Wow, really, Mike?
The
really?
bag, it starts with Z.
Wow.
I mean, this is something. If you see a chef looking like this, what would you pay? And Mary, let me just leave it to you ladies now. You've put together, you're doing something wonderful here. I didn't know what it was because I was focused on some other things, but it's chicken and rice, and it's pepper soup, right?
So it's not chicken and rice.
Okay.
It is turmeric rice.
Turmeric rice.
Yes.
Okay.
So on the one hand, there's turmeric rice. Then on the other hand, we have turmeric chicken curry sauce.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
A mouthful.
So
I know, it's
if
not
you had
nice.
heard curry rice, it's more common, more available for you to eat, because turmeric is something that you don't just get in the market.
Did they cut onions?
I didn't add any curry because turmeric is already quite strong. Okay. And because
I can taste
have
it already.
I'm putting some onions straight onto the rice now.
Like joke, maybe like food.
I love food. I've never hidden it. It's just that I don't pick food anyhow.
Wait,
but
are we doing anything after this to the chicken?
Okay, so no, the chicken is going to be in a sauce. It is a sauce.
Okay.
But if you had a curry sauce, I'm adding some of the chicken broth to the rice to cook.
But really, I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
With the curry, with the turmeric in the chicken,
yes,
and the turmeric in the rice,
yeah,
will the turmeric flavor not be overpowering?
Well, it depends on what you're used to. So for me, it's not, because I love the flavor. It's not salty, it's not sweet, it's just aroma. It's like having perfumed rice.
Oh.
It's like there's a perfume to it, that's all.
This rice too small. How many people want to chop this rice?
I don't understand.
You swear now, calm down.
Go swear.
You don't swear finish.
You never
You don't swear finish. If the rice
Go
never
taste and see how.
you don't
Don't worry.
How you go come do this thing? This thing no reach half the Rika.
No, wow, really?
It was a
But you know what's happening?
You know what, Titi?
For me,
reduce the heat, and then cover it so the steam can.
Before Mike used his eye to finish my
What?
On the austerity measures, Mary, if they leave you, go put Gary cover and come out.
Well, she has a point. The heat.
You cover the Gary and just go and say, this one make it stay overnight.
Don't mind Mike. There's always something to do when you're cooking.
So I still have some other spices here that I'm gonna add a little later on, just a little, not much.
Shay, after you do this now, I can air fry the chicken. Sha.
Why are you air frying?
What is your own with air
It's just question.
What's your own with
I have some garlic here.
It's just question.
Some people don't like garlic, so I'm not gonna use that much.
It's just question.
But I've turned it off now, Mary. Calm down.
No, I had to reduce
I don't
it.
off am.
Reduce, don't off it though.
I off am.
The rice will swell and soak water.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, it's a bad idea. Now to all of you out there, it's a bad idea having a presenter as a chef. This is the problem.
Tell them it's a terrible idea.
You just use talk and
Yes,
finish.
because you are standing on heels.
But the food
and
must
cooking.
sweet though. The food
It's
must
okay,
sweet.
it's okay. Motivation is coming up on the show. Of course, we're going to be talking motivation. A seasoned development manager turned business growth specialist is poised to answer invaluable insights. And our focus of discussion today is Marketing 101. I don't know why it's called 101 for entrepreneurs.
Okay. Then, of course, we'll be having a performer. Marvel Gray is going to be in the building. Multifaceted musician, artist, someone who's weaving a tapestry of captivating melodies and evocative storytelling. You don't want to miss it.
Then we've got our SME segment, Vera, an artist who embodies the essence of creation far beyond the traditional concept of an artist. Her work transcends conventional boundaries and all of that. Well, we're going to be talking about what it means to run in such an industry in a country that some might say does not appreciate art as much as it should. All right.
Yes, so.
Okay.
At this point, we need to make sure that, the weather is perfect.
It's pouring turmeric. Oh!
Oopsie pepper.
She not put, she put pepper.
I put pepper now. Calm down.
Calm down.
I know you are here.
It's the news on the hour on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm Mike Messikeno. Nigerians may still have to endure long queues in petrol stations across the country as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has confirmed it is owing petrol suppliers a significant debt. According to a statement by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer of the NNPCL, Olufemi Shoneye, the debt is threatening fuel supply sustainability. Although the statement did not state the amount, Mr. Shoneye said the financial strain has placed considerable pressure on the company. He adds that the NNPCL is collaborating with relevant key players to maintain frequent supply of petroleum products. Meanwhile, in cities across the country, most filling stations are short, while the few petrol dispensing stations with the product have seen long queues in the last 7 to 8 weeks. And a report on Joboman Nigeria, who are championing inclusion as it storms Ibadan to empower persons with disabilities. The goal of the forum was to create a supportive space where participants can learn from industry experts, connect with other entrepreneurs and job seekers, and pick up practical tips and strategies to boost their career and business. This initiative is aligned with the site's goal to decrease unemployment in Nigeria by not only connecting qualified candidates with quality jobs, but also training talent with the right skills and competencies needed in their chosen career. The The keynote speech was delivered by the DG of Oyo State Agency for PWD, Barrister Adekombi Ayodele, who set the tone for the rest of the event.
Years of experience in clothing economic growth and create sustainable. Our first panelist, Mrs. Bukola Fakoni Eleshi, as she comes off stage. All right, secondly, I will be Ms. Victoria Ota Mnena, also known as disability, and he has been the chairman of the Powerlifting Association in Oyo State since 2019, and previously led the sector as well, where he served as the principal of Shishaya High School in Ibadan, and current technique Ibadan, and a postgraduate diploma in education from the National Teachers Institute, Kaduna. He also was a diplomat to become more.
And to foreign stories, where thousands of people have been taking part in mass demonstrations across Israel after the bodies of 6 hostages held by Hamas in the Gaza Strip were recovered by soldiers on Sunday. Protesters, many clad in Israeli flags, have descended on major cities including Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, demanding that the government reaches a deal to secure the release of the remaining hostages taken by Hamas during the 7th of October attacks. The demonstrations come as a major Israeli labor union, Histadrot, called for a nationwide general strike on Monday, urging the government to strike a deal. Liverpool maintained their flawless start under new manager Arne Slot as they have clashed woeful Manchester United at Old Trafford. Trent Alexander-Arnold had already had a goal disallowed for offside before Luis Diaz struck twice in quick succession, just before the interval to put Liverpool in complete control. Salah inevitably got in on the act with his 12th goal in 15 appearances against United after 56 minutes, beating Andre Onana from Dominic Szoboszlai's pass.
Two of the biggest, if not the 2 biggest clubs in English football.
And in other results, Eberechi scored a superb equalizer as Crystal Palace drew with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Elsewhere, Newcastle maintained their unbeaten start to the season as they defeated Tottenham in a thrilling match at a packed and atmospheric St James's Park. On to Formula One, where Charles Leclerc pulled off an extraordinary home win for Ferrari at the Italian Grand Prix, ahead of the McLarens of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Ferrari chose a one-stop strategy for Leclerc, improvising mid-race to vault him in front of the McLarens, who chose a too conventional two-stop approach. That left Leclerc hanging on in the closing laps from the rapidly closing McLarens, and he just managed to resist them, winning by 2.6 seconds to send the Tifosi in the grandstands wild. Red Bull's Max Verstappen could only finish 6th, and Norris cut his championship lead by 8 points to 62 with about 8 races to go. McLaren are now just 8 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. On sports and the news for today, we'll take a recess and be back with more in a bit.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Entertainment is color. Colors says everything to me. It speaks to me when I'm painting. The colors look at me and say, pick me.
Don't miss the Nigerian International Film and TV Summit happening in Lagos from August 28th to the 30th, 2024 at the Legend Hotel Lagos Airport. This film and TV industry conference is an opportunity to connect with top media executives from different parts of the world, meet international distributors, showcase your productions, and build marketable skills to stand out. With extensive training workshops and sessions, you will learn directly from the best in the industry, gaining strategies that will set you apart and prepare you for a global stage. The content hub for Nigerian broadcasters by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is setting the pace for very strong content-driven conversations, programming repositioning, and business opportunities for broadcasters ahead of Nigeria's imminent digital switchover. Register now. Don't miss this opportunity to make a lasting mark in the film and...
All right, it's time for a musical performance this morning on A Wake of Nigeria. And to do justice to that is a multifaceted musician and artist who has transcended boundaries. Talking about someone who has weaved a tapestry of captivating melodies and evocative storytelling. Goodness. Marvel Gray, how are you doing today? It's so good to have you in the studio with us.
Very well, thank you. Good morning.
All right, Mark, yeah. Is Marvel Gray your real name, though?
My name is Marvelous Ibitoye.
Marvelous Ibitoye?
Yes.
So how did you come about Marvel Gray? I'm curious.
Well, growing up, I did have a few gray hairs.
Oh, okay.
And they're gone now, but yeah, so I got called Gray.
Wait. Did you dye your hair?
No.
Like
sadly.
you had gray hair?
Yes.
And then they're gone now?
Yes, sadly.
Science people. You know, Shele, scientists. Specimen,
Well,
waiting.
it wasn't too much. Just
I'm actually marveled by that, literally. Okay, so what's the title of the song you're performing?
the title is Come For You.
Comfort. What's comfort about?
Come For You.
Oh, come for you. What is it about?
It's about basically the industry. Growing up as a Nigerian, I've heard too many stories on what the industry can do to you, and you know, the whole selling your soul type of thing. But the story or the idea behind this is, what would you have to actually do, and what can you sacrifice to actually get what you really want without sacrificing your morals or who you truly are.
Okay, so Marvel Gray, aka Marvel now black hair, take it away. Let's hear you.
Thank you.
That was a really beautiful performance. I enjoyed it. I was telling him that he sounds Malayish, but he has a really, really good voice. Marvel great there. Okay, it's time for us to motivate you. You know, as businesses worldwide grapple with the challenges of growth, DJ Wusu, seasoned development manager turned business growth specialist, is poised to answer invaluable insights. And our focus of discussion today is marketing 101 for entrepreneurs. Now, I know an entrepreneur or two watching right now is like, really, I'm getting a marketing class free of charge this morning. Yes, you are. Good to have you in the studio with us, DJ Wusu. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing very well.
You look very different. I saw you last week. You didn't look like this.
Oh, let's say I had a makeover.
Okay.
But thank you for that. Thank you.
But really, it's good to have you in the studio with us.
I'm happy to be here as well.
A lot to learn from you. Marketing 101. What's the first thing you must know when it comes to marketing?
Thank you for that. This is an aside, but I'd like to start by saying, if you're ever stuck, if you think you are unsure of what to do next, the counterintuitive thing is to ask for help, but that is the best solution. Once you are stuck, I tell you once again, if you are stuck, seek help. I get it. We are entrepreneurs. We are solution providers. We think that, yes, I can beat my way through it. But the most effective thing you can do is seek help. Find out someone that has done it before. If it's a coach, it's a mentor, a senior colleague. I remember over and over again while I was at work doing stuff, and I'm stuck. I'm like, I could put in the time. But the easier thing to do is just call a colleague, a senior colleague, or a friend. I'm like, please, for some reason, this is a bit unclear. Is there a way forward? And less than 5 seconds, they're like, oh, why don't you explore this option? And that worked. So my opening salvo to you is, if you are stuck, seek help.
Okay, so seeking help is great. However, what if you don't have the right sources? What if you don't know the right channels to visit in seeking help?
Right.
Isn't that more like fry pan to fire?
Thank you. But this is my question to you. Will you rather stick on a path that is leading you nowhere or explore options that are before you? You cannot tell me you do not have friends. You cannot tell me you do not have senior colleagues. You cannot tell me you do not have people that you watched on TV or so. But it doesn't have to be on TV. People that from afar, you've seen them deliver on whatever it is you are seeking to achieve. More likely than not, people are eager to help. It's almost, most people are willing to point people on the right path. Like, come, let me help you. I've been there before. Yes, for some people, it might come at a cost, but often more than not, there are people that are eager to point you out if it's not going to be too intensive.
Now, that eager is questionable, and I'll say why. These days, people monetize everything. So in a situation where somebody is already at their wit's end, financially, inspirationally, so to speak, and then they reach out to someone, even within their circle, everything is being monetized now. Even colleagues now monetize helping their colleague. In this environment now, how do you handle such?
Thank you for that. That's a great question. How do you handle such? So my first question would be that, are you averse to paying for advice? Look at it this way. You have a tummy ache. You go to the hospital. You get to pay for advice. You're not sure what kind of clothes you want to wear. You go to a fashion designer and say,
you get a stylist. Yeah.
You pay for advice.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong in paying for advice?
Absolutely not.
Thank you. I think that will answer the question.
Okay, so you should be willing to pay for advice if you want to get advice from someone, especially now that things have been monetized. Now let's trace it back to seeking help. There are certain situations in which businesses are beyond themselves. I know you said you should seek help, but there are certain things I believe ought to have been done even before you start the business. Now, in such situation, what tips would you give?
Thank you. That's another great question. In my about 20 years working in an industry, what I've seen, a lot of businesses failed primarily because they do not know who their target audience is.
Yeah.
And that sounds very cliche, but it's the truth. And I remember back in school, when I was in college, a restaurant came on board and their plan was very grand. They wanted to open a 5-star Chinese restaurant on school campus. Because they thought, well, the bourgeoisie came, they didn't need to go out to go and eat Chinese food. They could come to their restaurant and that would be great. That sounded like a plausible and great idea. But
5-star restaurant in a school environment.
Because whether you like it or not, in any society, there are cadres, there will be categories, there will be people on their high echelons, and they thought they could tap into that, However, they didn't understand their target market because that market, they don't go to Chinese restaurants because they're craving for Chinese meals. They don't craving for continental meals. They go there for something else, and that's for status quo, just to maintain their status quo. For them, until they were going to the same big restaurants where everybody else goes to, it didn't matter. That didn't check the box for them. After about 3 months, they packed up because they had virtually low patronage. And I thought, I saw that coming. I'm sure a lot of people saw that coming. If they took the time to understand who is their target audience, that would have saved them a lot of trouble.
So using that as a case study, what could they have done differently?
Thank you for that. What I was starting to say is that when you are building a business, if you know your target audience, then you know what problem you can focus on. And let me clarify, the problem you focus on does not have to do with whatever it is that you're doing. If they were a restaurant, they were still going to do a restaurant, but they need to be clear. What is the problem of my audience? And your audience is not everybody. When a lot of people say this, whatever I do can serve everyone. And I say, there are about 7.8 billion people in the world. You cannot be serving everyone. Yes, people talk about TAM, the total market, but it has to be your audience from everyone else. Once you've gotten to a step of crafting out your audience, that this is my audience, they're the ones that are, quote, following me. You take a step in to find out what is the problem. Using the restaurant as an example, if they had come to school and they had found out that a lot of people wanted to eat maybe buffet, they wanted to eat good food at a certain price point that was not available in school, they could have said, okay, for the bourgeoisie, what do they want? Is it hamburgers? Is it things that they can't get? But the reason had to be the problem that is coming from your target audience. You will have to interact with your target audience to sit with them.
Absolutely.
What is the problem? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
You need to sit down with your target audience and find out what is it that matters to them. You cannot be dealing with a problem that they don't consider pertinent. They don't consider present. They are not going to pay for it. People only pay you because you are solving a problem for them. Yeah. It sounds so cliche, but that is reality. They don't pay you for your services. You can be the best, whatever it is, but they're not going to come to you. You can be a best kept secret, but they will pay you if you solve their problem. If you're going to make me feel like the coolest guy in town when I come to your restaurant, then I'll probably pay a premium for that. If you're going to make me feel like, oh, you've been there, I've been done that, I can take pictures, whatever it is, you are solving a problem that matters to me. That I will pay you for. Your restaurant is an aside.
So for an average entrepreneur now, we're doing marketing 101. You've talked about the need to ask for help. You've talked about ensuring that you interact with your prospective target audience.
Yes.
We've also talked about doing your research. What else can you teach us?
Thank you for that. Once you have your audience, then another thing you need to consider is having access to your audience. For a lot of people, they say, oh yeah, I'm on social media, I'm on TV media. Agreed, that's the first step. But can you reach your audience at will? That is not subject to the whims or caprices of anything else. It's not subject to you paying for ads. It's not subject to you, the algorithms of your platform. Can you reach them at will? So for some people, they have a journal of phone numbers. That's a great start. For some people, they have a journal of WhatsApp numbers. That's a great start. For some people, it's email marketing. Whatever it is, you must be able to communicate with your customers and your prospective at will without being tied to any restriction from any platform. That is the next step. Build your list. Build your audience list that you can access them when you need to access them.
This is actually key. I totally agree. Thank you so much for the tips. Each of them has been really impactful, and I dare say that they are very, very important. So you want to take note of them because each point he has made has been quite pertinent. Thank you so much for your time, DJ Usu. Thank you indeed.
Thank you.
And thank you as well. We're taking a break. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. Just stay with us.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Yeah, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, at number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost.
Well, on SMA this morning, we have a work of art, who is an artist, by the way, Ivera, who embodies the essence of creation far beyond the traditional concept of an artist. She's here to talk about what she does. It is great to have you. You are welcome.
It's good to be here.
That's a map of Africa, by the way.
Yes,
yeah,
it is. It is.
Oh, okay. How long have you had that tattoo?
It's been years now. Yeah, it's been years now.
Did you draw it yourself?
No, I didn't. But trust me, I corrected the guy.
You You had to. You had to. Great to have you. So, how long have you been doing this as an artist?
And since I can remember, it's a gift I grew up with. Yes.
And how did you discover it?
Discover it. Let's say do like cartoons now. I watch them and I just thought about it. I could replicate this. I tried it and it came out perfect.
And then, did you get some sort of guardians from your parents, your words and all that? Did they support you?
Guardians, yes. My dad specifically. He's a surgeon.
Oh.
And yeah, he had the skill too. I watched like his previous drawing when he shows us his old papers and stuff like that. Then I thought about it. Why don't I just do this to impress him? I ended up replicating it. Then he said, she's good. Why don't you do this?
Yeah. And then he didn't want you to go into the medical line or anything. He was
Law,
okay with you.
Law. I was that smart. Yes.
And how were you able to balance it up while we were studying that you still had the passion for this and you were doing it?
Yeah, I had the passion for this so much that I had to like switch courses. I'm into management now, and I took this full time.
You had to switch?
Yes.
That wasn't easy, I would perceive to say. Oh, it was easy for you.
Anything good is not easy, trust me.
Okay, good. Yes. Now, how long have you been doing it professionally?
It's been years now. 2020, 4 years. And yeah.
And, we are in a country where some people will say that the appreciation of art is not where it should be. How would you describe that?
If we don't take it there, how will it get there? Everybody keeps saying art is not valued and this and that, but you have to place value on it. That's what I do for my pieces.
What dictates the value of art?
The process, the maker.
The maker, I like that, the process.
The art itself.
Yes. And since you've been doing this, is it something that is commercially viable on a large scale?
Yes, it is. On a large scale, like places like hotels, they get art pieces. And Even like everybody needs art pieces. It's decorative.
No, everybody needs it, but it is that does
beauty.
everybody know that they need it? So that's the thing. Because like you said, beautification, when you talk of aesthetics and all of that, those are beautiful things. And then we're a country that is culturally rich. You're talking about our art pieces that, a number of people, even they were taken out of there. But the thing is that we don't take care of our art pieces as much as even those in the West take care of them. The ones that we're taking here, they take care of them. Some of them they send back. We don't give them as much respect as those others do.
Okay, what I do for my art pieces now is I don't stay glued to the past. Yes, they didn't give them respect and all of that. I assume it has nothing to do with me and this generation of art pieces. And the way I do my work, I make them with quality, not just in quantity. So you can't ruin it when cleaning. Yes, and it stands the test of time, so they're extremely valuable.
And that's it, with test of time, because that's also one major thing when it comes to appreciating art and when it comes to art and all of that. But with the proliferation of technology, you have now digital artists.
Man, that was scary.
I've even felt like, are these people really artists? Because do they really have talent?
You don't want to know.
I really, this is a personal question. This is one that is also disturbing me because where do we draw the line?
Now
So what are your thoughts?
This is a good question. For us traditional artists, we tend to look at it someone like, you guys have the cheat code. Technology, you don't even have to buy paint, you don't have to buy brushes, everything is in there for you. You get, so I didn't used to consider them artists, but then I thought about myself, maybe my mind was being a little bit boxed. I want to open my mind and see that technology could even assist my business. I would love to explain more in detail, but my process still is a secret.
Now, but does that mean that when it comes to value, generally, how much value is digital artistry at the same level? Do people generally, let's look at how people appreciate them or how people value them.
It almost got there. We all heard of this NFT stuff that went on.
Bam.
Yes, like it almost took traditional art out of the market, but I didn't really think it would stand the test of time. But if it's coming to like the pricing on it, that the value, like it took it high. Digital artists, they do pay them more too, but at the same time, it's off the market now. Traditional art is back there and it's more valuable for original pieces. Like digital pieces, you could just print them out and stuff like that. But original pieces is single, it's made for the buyer.
Wonderful, because I would feel that what someone put in their blood, sweat, and all of that into a work would have more value than picking up a system or a tab and picking up something and then I just put in input commands and then they automatically come up and all of that.
Oh, you make it sound so easy.
Okay, let me not just say anything about that. But let's see, as running such a business in Nigeria, in the climes as it were, what are the peculiar challenges that you've had to face and surmount?
Like what you said earlier, like convincing people that they need this. Me, in my case, I didn't have to do much convincing because of the image I've already built. I've won several competitions, I have my awards. So yes, even to like get a piece from me is an honor now. Yes, so yes, getting them to get the piece is a different case, but them knowing that what you do is valuable and you are valuable, they will get the piece.
Now, putting your own process as an artist, how do you create your pieces? Where do you get inspiration from?
I don't do inspiration. I feel inspiration is copying.
Okay, talk to me about it.
Copy creation, I create. I don't really wait for inspiration. I just go how I feel.
Break it down. When you say so for the layman to say you don't wait for inspiration.
No.
How do you how do you do what you do?
I just do it. Like,
so you don't think of. So if you were what kind of pieces do you maybe specialize in? What do you like doing? What do you like drawing? What do you like painting?
There's no specific. It could be abstract. It could be extremely realistic, and it could be sci-fi. Like I go everywhere. Like you said, Africans, we have our traditional pieces. So I still move that way. My art is diversified. It's not boxed in a particular category.
Yes. Now let's talk about exhibitions. Have you had a solo exhibition before?
A solo exhibition soon. Yes, but I've had lots of exhibitions, but a solo exhibition very soon.
Do you why is it that you've not yet had a solo exhibition? Is there anything that you're hoping to get to, or anything you're hoping to reach, and that will make it possible for you to have a solo exhibition?
No, it's already possible. It's in place.
It's in place, yeah?
In place, yes.
Wonderful. So what lesson would you have to somebody who, like you said, digital artists and all of that, to somebody who is coming up, who wants to, are artists made or are they born? What's your take on that?
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration,
Yes.
You think it's something someone can learn without any sort of affinity or proclivity, as it were?
Yes, definitely, because I wasn't taught. Definitely, you could teach yourself. Yes.
And then you could also learn from somebody.
You could also learn from someone, yes.
Okay, so what final words do you have there? If somebody wants to learn and grow up with art, as it were, maybe a kid, somewhere where you were at, what words would you give to such a person?
Like, how do you want it? How do you feel? Get to the surface and make it real.
You rehearsed that?
Nah.
You sure? You've done any form of poetry or something?
It's natural.
It's natural.
Yes.
Well done. It's been greatly talking to you, and of course with all you do. And keep up doing what you're doing. We have breakfast for you if you don't mind.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hope you don't mind.
I do. I have to be on my way.
Okay, you know what happens? You just come and look at it, how it looks, and just tell us your thoughts on the look.
It looks perfect. Let's get it. All right.
Okay, let's.
All right. To the kitchen. Today's chef is our very own Titi. Titi made for us. Oh yeah, tell us what you made.
So my special turmeric rice and turmeric chicken sauce.
Okay.
All right. So this is a play on curry rice, a play on curry sauce, but just basically exchanging the curry for turmeric. Well, they say turmeric has a lot of great health benefits. So I started growing it. So this is grown straight from my garden. Some of the spices in there as well.
All right. Hey, Vara, just tell us what does it look
this
like?
This is a work of art. Don't play with me. This is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, maybe someday I'll check out you drawing some. Have you ever done any food art?
Thank you for that idea. Trust me, I'll give you credit.
I'll give you inspiration now.
Definitely will. I'll give you credit.
Thank you so much for coming. And
wishing
you the best.
All right.
It's been a wonderful show. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.